What's good? What's good, everybody? You already know who it is. Asharenu, we back in here. You know what I mean? For another documentation of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. And if you haven't been keeping up, definitely watch the previous videos. What's up, Majestic? What's up, True Self? You know what I mean? Much love for everybody tuning in. So we're going to get straight into this. We're going to let the intro play a little bit. You know what I mean? Just keep the bounce. What's up, Red? You know what I mean? You already know. We getting that martial arts in. You know what I mean? We think it's just dancing, right? We think it's just all looking cool and all that. No, this is definitely martial arts in disguise. You know what I mean? Exactly. L fresh as hell. You already know who it is. What's up, Moon Spirit? You already know. You know what I mean? Again, hopefully everybody is good. Who's this? What's up, Sun King? What's up, Sun King? Hopefully everybody is good. You know what I mean? All right. So let's get into it. Let's not waste no more time. This is the fourth tablet. For those who want to follow along, okay, let me turn this intro on. Okay, so for anybody who wants to read along, you can download the Emerald Tablets of Thoth via PDF, or you can just read it straight off the internet. You know what I mean? Or you can buy the physical copy if you want to. So if you want to read along, this is the fourth tablet number 4, called the Spaceborn. So for anybody who want to look it up, you know, on their laptops, or you want to do the double screen, like I'm doing a double screen, you already know. I see everybody going in. What's up, Off the Grid? What's up, Afro Pick? Let me see. Off the Grid has a comment here. Thank you for challenging my perspective. Last time I mentioned my girl breaking up with me, now I understand me taking responsibility for what happened. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what I mean? That's a sign of maturity, bro. That's a sign of maturity when you don't have to blame nobody else for anything that happened in your life. You know what I mean? You don't have to blame nobody. Even if you feel, let's just say, man, that person cheated on me. Why would I take the blame for that? I didn't do anything wrong. But you actually did. It may not have necessarily been physical, right? You may have been pleasing your woman every night like you think you should, but you know, maybe she was missing some type of mental stimulation, or some type of spiritual stimulation, or some type of soulful stimulation that that you wasn't giving her. But at the same time, it's not necessarily anybody else's responsibility to do that. But again, I say, if you are in a relationship and you are an enlightened being, I encourage everybody, if you are in a relationship with somebody who is not on your level, or somebody who has no interest in these things, then it's like you have to be their guardian, right? Because you're choosing to lay down with this person, you're choosing to mate with this person, you're choosing to sleep with this person, you're choosing to share your life with this person. So a part of you will be reflected in them, even if they're not necessarily on the same page. So it's like you kind of have to be the caretaker, you have to be the custodian. You know what I mean? You have to take a more responsible and a more mature position in the relationship. You know what I mean? So, but everybody's not willing to do that. You know, everybody wants to be pampered and pleased. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to take. But when you decide to give of yourself holistically, then even if that person navigated out of your life, you know that, all right, it is what it is. I just have to step my game up. You know what I mean? That's all it is. So, you know what I mean, as long as we are consistently stepping our game up, we good. You know what I mean? What's up? What's up? JN the Nymph. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. You already know. What's up, Marvin and Magi? What's good, big homie? Did I do the last one? Yeah, I did. I did the last 3. So this is tablet number 4. I did the first 3. So definitely everything is already in the archive. right? What's up, 305 Capricorn? What's up, Brianna? What's up, Law Stewart? Everybody's up in here, so let's get started. We'll get started. Again, I got a couple napkins. Of course, it's super hot out here in Vegas. I may have to come out this do-rag and this shirt. It's super hot. You know what I mean? So hopefully we can keep it civil. Hopefully we can keep it civil. Again, I don't wanna take too long on this either. You know what I mean? Exactly. True lessons without resentment. Exactly. You don't want to have no resentment for people. You know what I mean? You don't want to feel no type of sensations, no type of emotion towards anybody. Just, we just don't take these type of things personal, because again, we understand that you can't judge people the same way you would judge somebody on your caliber. Like somebody who's claiming to be enlightened, somebody who's claiming this, is you can judge them differently. But for somebody who's not claiming this, and we know we have to give them the benefit of the doubt. We have to show forth compassion, right? And even if they do claim it, we still got to show forth compassion. Again, once we get into these tablets, if you've been following along with the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, then you start already know what to do. It's all about being wise, right? All right, so let's get into it. So tablet 4, the Spaceborn. List ye, O man, to the voice of wisdom. List to the voice of Thoth, the Atlantean. Freely I give to thee of my wisdom, gathered from time and space of this cycle. Master of the mystery, son of the morning, living forever, a child of the light, shining with brightness, star of the morning. So essentially, it's taking you out of the darkness to the light, because a lot of us, including myself, have no problem embracing the dark side, right? Or anything considered dark. But Thoth is letting us know that the energy is supposed to be converted. We're not supposed to stay there. You may start in the underworld, but you're not supposed to stay there. You're supposed to convert that dark energy, that darkness, into brightness. Remember, darkness is only a veil to light. What do I mean? Darkness holds light within it, right? If light didn't have the veil of darkness, then we couldn't survive, we couldn't live. So imagine looking up at the sky at 12 in the morning and seeing nothing but brightness because there was no darkness. So in order for you to see the stars, the light must be veiled in the darkness. That's the purpose of darkness, so that you can see the shimmering lights. So you don't see this big bright light. You see darkness with little shimmers of light. That's the whole point. So darkness is just a veil for light, just to make that clear. Right? So you may start off in the underworld, but you don't end up there. You are constantly converting that darkness into brightness or lightness or light, however you want to call it, right? All right, here we go. Thoth, the teacher of men, is of all. Long time ago, I in my childhood lay beneath the stars on lone buried Atlantis, dreaming of mysteries far above men. So he's letting you know right here, even as a child, right? Even as a child, he laid beneath the stars. And like I said, I didn't read this, before I got on here, so I didn't know that he literally was about to talk about the stars, and I was just talking about the stars. But he's letting you know, to be a stargazer is one of the purposes of life. To be a stargazer is to be able to observe the stars, this shimmering darkness, right? The darkness that's shimmering, whatever you want to call it, right? So stargazing, astrology, astronomy, all these things connect with that, right? The long buried Atlantis. So that's letting you know Atlantis has been buried, right? So for all the people who think, oh, this wasn't real, the earth is constantly not shaping. The earth is constantly shifting and moving. Land masses are going underwater and land masses are coming above the water. So if you have been paying attention, Thoth also said that there are certain places that have been covered with water, but that will rise again at a certain time, right? At the appointed time, as they say, at the appointed time. So certain things that are veiled will rise again in an appointed time. All right. Then in my heart grew there a great longing to conquer the pathway that led to the stars. Year after year I sought after wisdom, seeking new knowledge, following the way, until at last my soul in great travail broke from its bondage and bonded away. So once again, he is letting you know he desired nothing but wisdom. the pathway that led to the stars. It's this very, very beautiful language here. He sought nothing but the pathway that led to the stars. It's not talking about, you know what I mean, he wants this material thing, that material thing. He's not talking about want this type of woman, that everything that, you know, humans on this level think about. He's not talking about none of that. Because he didn't care for none of that. He sought after nothing but wisdom. Because his only goal was to conquer the pathway that led to the stars. That was his only goal. And because he made that his only goal, he gained everything else. So let me make that clear. He sought after nothing but wisdom, not anything else, not to get money, not to get women, not to get men, not to do this, not to do that. But in seeking nothing but wisdom, he gained all of that anyway. And he gained things that transcend that. He gained anything that, because he knows his magic, he knows his science, he knows how to piece these things together. Because when you gain wisdom, when you have wisdom, you can gain anything from wisdom. Out of wisdom manifests anything that you may desire with your mind, right? However, if you keep your mind stuck into the limitations of, oh, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. So if I want this, I got to do this. If I want this, I got to work this many hours. If I want that, I got to do this. You know what I mean? We live in our life like this, never seeking wisdom. Then we wonder why it's so hard to attain things that should not even be hard to obtain. We're just talking about natural resources. Why is it so hard to obtain natural resources? Why? Because we're placing all of our attention into the physical when it should be towards the celestial. And the celestial descends that wisdom to the terrestrial plane and allows you to navigate this plane as a divine being. So when you place your attentions up in the stars, your blessings will descend from above versus you placing all your attention in the physical plane and you have no connection to the celestial. Then it's not that you can't do it, it's just going to be a lot harder, right? There we go. Free was I from the bondages of earthmen, free from the body. I flashed through the night. Unlocked at last for me was the space. From, okay, this is written weird, so I apologize ahead of time. It's written in the King's English, right? It's written in that type of English where your mind is trying to correct what's being said, because that's probably how we would say it in today's time, but it's supposed to be said in a particular way. So let me read this over again so I'm not mispronouncing anything. Free was I from the bondage of earthmen, free from the body. I flashed through the night. Unlocked at last for me was the star space. Free was I from the bondage of the night. Now to the end of space sought I wisdom, far beyond the knowledge of finite men. So once again, he keeps saying, I'm free from bondage, free from bondage, free from bondage, free from bondage. What is that talking about? So he's not necessarily talking about dying and death. You can say he's talking about astral traveling. He's talking about soul traveling. He's seeking wisdom, which is building up his spirit. The more you seek wisdom, the more you seek wisdom, the greater your spirit is built up. So whenever we're talking about converting energy, you're converting energy, right? When you seek wisdom, you are converting the energy or the frequency from that wisdom, and it helps you to build up your spirit. When it builds up your spirit, it allows you to project your soul outside of your body. All right, hopefully that's not too deep. So he's talking about astral traveling or soul traveling because he sought nothing but wisdom, and eventually, through him seeking wisdom, his body was able to raise, his etheric body was able to raise beyond his earthly vessel. So that's why he keeps saying, I'm free from bondage of earth, man. So I don't have to deal with these cycles of life and death, like everybody else, because I'm seeking after nothing but wisdom, and everybody else is seeking everything else but wisdom. That's the difference. He's seeking wisdom, everybody else is seeking everything but wisdom, right? And that's why they have the particular lifestyle they have, and why they have to deal with the things they have to deal with, because their mind is not focused in wisdom, far beyond the knowledge of finite men. So men that have a cycle on this earth. We all live a century here. We're all here for a century in this physical body until we change form. But when we're dealing with higher wisdom and higher information, we can go beyond just that 100-year cycle, right? And then we forget everything. Then we have to go to another life, forget, go to another life, forget. We stop forgetting when we seek wisdom. Wisdom prevents you from forgetting who and what you are, so that you can express the fullest capacity of your soul. All right, because now he's talking about the soul right now. Far into space, my soul traveled freely. So he's not talking about his spirit. His soul traveled freely. In my previous video, I explained the difference. What is the name of the video? What's the name of my last video? I believe it's Secrets of the Skull and Bone Imagery, something like that. I spoke about the difference between the spirit and the soul. So if you don't know the difference between the spirit and the soul, watch my previous video. So there's a reason why he's using soul and not spirit, because he is truly talking about the soul. Far into space, my soul traveled freely, into infinity's circle of light. Strange, beyond knowledge, were some of the planets. Great and gigantic, beyond dreams of man. So now he's basically saying like, yo, he has seen the planets up close. I'll say this one more time. Far into space, my soul traveled freely, into infinity's circle of light. Strange, beyond knowledge, were some of the planets. Great and gigantic, beyond dreams of man. So imagine seeing the planets up close. This will defy, your wildest dreams. You know what I mean? You think you had some type of crazy wild dream. Imagine seeing the planets up close, right? That's when you seek true wisdom. You have these type of experiences. All right. Yet found I law in all of its beauty, working through and among them here among men. Yet found I law in all of its beauty, working through and among them as here among men. So in other words, the energies of the planetary vibrations influence men via the seven chakras. Remember, the crown chakra is the sun, third eye is the moon, the throat chakra is Mercury, the heart chakra is Venus, the solar plexus is Mars, the sacral chakra is Jupiter, the root chakra is Saturn, right? So through the chakras, this is how the planets outside of us influence us on an internal level through the chakras, and the chakras represent portal or vortexes, right? That's how the planets communicate with us, the micro and the macro as one, right? The will of the creator being expressed through the planetary energies, and we reap the results of that. All right. So even the planets are ruled under law, just to make that clear. Okay. Flash forth my soul through infinity's beauty, far through space. I flew with my thoughts. So then now he's letting you know. Again, he's emphasizing the soul versus the spirit. He's not even really talking about the spirit. Everybody's spiritual, right? Remember, we are soul beings. Yes, we are spiritual. We all have spirits that animates the body, but what makes us infinite is the soul. The spirit doesn't make you infinite. The spirit doesn't always last forever because it's always converting its form. When you die, your spirit converts into something else. But your soul is what remains once the spirit has evaporated into the atmosphere, right? Flash forth my soul through infinity's beauty, far through space. I flew with my thoughts, meaning we think about these thoughts like Superman and these superheroes flying, when it's really just levitation. How do you levitate? With your thoughts. So he's letting you know, he's revealing all the secrets, but you gotta have the ears to hear it. You know what I mean? Like somebody else could read the exact same thing I'm reading, but they're not able to piece it together. You know what I mean? So you gotta have the ears and the eyes to see it. You gotta have your second sight or your second hearing. But for those who even understand what that means, you have to have your second sight or your seership, right? You got to be a seer. All right, here we go. Let's continue. Let's not take too much time here. All right, rested I there on a planet of beauty, strains of harmony fill all the air. So the planet of beauty, he's probably talking about planet Venus. So he stopped by planet Venus. You know what I mean? Planet Venus is emphasized in low magic. So for everybody who want anything material. So if you want anything material, do your magic at the hour of Venus. But people who are not in tune with the for the planetary energies, download the app on your phone. Type in planetary hours on your phone. You got an Apple, you got an Android. I know you got some type of smartphone. Type in planetary hours, download the app. So whenever you see the hour of Venus, that is the time to work your magic if you're trying to bring in physical things into your life. Women, man, money, this, that, anything material, you work with the energy of Venus. That's how you materialize. Venus, you can say, is the equivalent to a woman in heat. That may be a little raw, But that's what Venus is. Venus is like a woman in heat. She's ready to give birth. She's ready to produce, right? The creatrix. So y'all not ready for that. I got to do a whole video on the creatrix. You know, everybody, you know, these women are going around calling themselves goddesses and queens, when truly you are the creatrix. You are the creatrix, which goes beyond a goddess, which goes beyond a queen, which goes beyond whatever titles that they want to give themselves. You are truly the creatrix. Do the knowledge on what creatrix mean. You know what I mean? But I can do a whole video on that. Let's continue. And again, it's super hot, so you're just going, you know, I'm going to keep doing this. All right, let's go. Shapes there were, moving in order, great and majestic as stars in the night. Mounting in harmony, ordered equilibrium, symbols of the cosmic, like unto law. So he's basically talking about shapes moving in order. So he's basically saying that even in the macrocosm, even in space, even in what we consider heaven, the celestial plane is considered heaven. So even in heaven, there is a law and order. Motherfuckers are not just doing whatever they want to do just because they're on a higher plane. Everything is still under the rulership or the law and order of, you know, everything that has been set in place. Equilibrium is still in order. So although it appears chaotic, if we was to all go into space right now and we're seeing we're seeing planets moving, we're seeing all this movement, it would appear to be chaotic. I know, like when we think about it on these 3D models, you know, when you look at your science books and you look at, you know, the solar system, you look at everything, that's a low level projection of what's really going on. You really think it's a bunch of orbs rotating around the sun the way that they have presented it in science books? It's nothing like that. That's just what they can, that's basically, that's the best thing, that's the best demonstration that they can present. So the little orb of light with the atoms, that's just their best way of presenting what they think is going on. But if we were actually to see how things actually happen, it would appear to be madness. It would appear to be very chaotic. But if you're able to know, even the chaos has some type of order, some type of equilibrium, right? So just putting that into context. Here we go. Many the stars I pass in my journey, many the races of men on their worlds and are on their worlds, some reaching high as stars of the morning, some falling low into the blackness of the night. So now he's saying he's going planet to planet to planet to planet to planet, galaxy to galaxy to galaxy, solar system to solar system to solar system, right? Many races of men on their world. So he's letting you know right there, there's life on other planets. There's life in other galaxies. There's life in other solar systems. Again, like all these things that we contemplate today is all here. And you say some of them reach as high as the stars in the morning, and others falling low into the blackness of the night. So that's letting you know polarity exists. So you got some who seek wisdom, and you got some who just seek just to survive on a day-to-day basis, right? So we gotta ask ourselves: are we just seeking to survive on a day-to-day basis? Are we thinking in a 30-day span? All right, we got 30 days. So in 30 days, got to make enough money to pay the rent. Got to make enough money to make sure I'm fed, take care of the responsibilities, the bills, all that. Then we just repeat. We live on these 30-day cycles. So he's letting you know that you have those who think on a day-to-day basis. Then you have those who think from the perspective of accumulating wisdom, because in order to accumulate wisdom you have to break through that cycle. It's not to say that you go quit your job or you neglect your responsibilities. You just broaden your thoughts. You can still be doing the same thing, you just not thinking about it all the time. Dang, this kind of looks weird, I may need to take this off. All right, anyway, so we get out of these 30-day cycles, right? Let us continue again. I'm trying to get through this as quick as I can. I mean, I'm not trying to make this a 2-hour video. I mean, let's keep going. Each and all of them struggling upward, gaining the heights and plumbing the depths, moving at times in realms of brightness, living through darkness, gaining the light. So essentially it's saying like it's cycles from darkness going into the light. We all start in darkness, but we evolve into the light. And that's for everything. That's for humans, that's for planets, that's for spirits, that's for souls, that's for everything. Everything starts in darkness and start to gather their light. All right. Know, O man, that light is thine heritage. I'll say that one more time. Know, O man, that light is thine heritage. Your heritage is light. You are a light being. You are a soul being. Your soul is like a miniature sun, right? The soul flames, right? Know that darkness is only a veil. I said that earlier. Darkness just shields the light. Darkness is just a veil for light. Sealed in thine heart is brightness eternal. Sealed in thine heart is brightness eternal. He's talking about the soul. So the soul is in the heart area, right? Waiting the moment of freedom to conquer. Waiting to rend the veil of the night. So your soul is your brightness, eternal, your eternal brightness. The fire that never gets put out. The spirit gets put out when you die, but the soul continues to burn within your inner depths. Because now we're not talking about the body again. I know it may be a little bit hard to wrap our minds around these things, but I know for some people it's just clicking. Let us continue. All right. Some I found who had conquered the ether. Free of space were they while yet they were men, using the force that is the foundation of all things. Far in space constructed they a planet, drawn by the force that flows through the all, condensing, what is this? Coalescing the ethers into forms. I may have said that wrong, forgive me. That grew as they will. So essentially what it's saying, let me just read it one more time. Some I found who had conquered the ether. Some I found who had conquered the ether. So now he's letting you know, I'm soul traveling, planets to planets, solar system to solar systems, galaxy to galaxy. So he's exploring the stars, star stepping, right? He's star stepping. Free of space were they while yet they were men. So although they were men, like me, like you, men, women, mankind, whatever, they were just like us, but they were free of space. How? Using the force that is the foundation of all things. What is the force that is the foundation of all things? What is the force that is the foundation of all things? You can say ether, you can say chi, you can say prana, you can say vril, you can say energy, whatever you want to call it, right? You can say carbon, right? Carbon is the building blocks of all life. So whatever, none of those answers are wrong. They are all right answers. Far in space constructed they a planet. So we're talking about space people constructing planets. So that lets you know that planets are grown. Planets don't disappear. Planets are grown, just like the Earth was grown over millions and billions and trillions of years. The Earth was grown into what we see it today. It was a process. It didn't disappear out of nothingness. It was a process. So he's revealing the science of people constructing planets and other solar systems and other galaxies, because this is what they do. All of this is controlled by the mind of the Creator, the Supreme Intelligence. All right. So we said that. Okay, let us continue. Outstripping in science, they, all of the races, mighty in wisdom, son of the stars. Long time I paused, watching their wisdom, saw them create from out of the ether cities gigantic of rose and gold, formed from the primal element, base of all matter, the ether, the ether far flung. A lot was said there. A lot was said there. Let me read it one more time. Outstripping in science, they, all of the races, mighty in wisdom, son of the stars. So that means they're going beyond science. They're going beyond science. They're thinking on a level that is way too advanced for us to even comprehend. Long time I paused watching their wisdom. So even Thoth, the person who written the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, he's observing these people. Like, yo, these people were dope. I have not seen anything like this before. So he's humbling himself to their wisdom. He's watching them. Like, oh, that's crazy. He watched them. What did he watch them do? Saw them create from out of the ether cities gigantic of rose and gold. right? Formed forth from the primal element, base of all matter, the ether, far flung. So something ether, ether becomes cities of rose and gold. Ether, something that is formless, can become cities of ether, ether, not ether, cities of gold and rose, right? Just imagine seeing that. We can see that, you know what I mean? Just imagine setting your mind, I want to see cities of emerald and gold. I'm just using emerald, just as an example. You want to see emerald cities, right? I think they talk about the Emerald City in the Wizard of Oz or something like that. They talk about a city built from emerald, if I'm not mistaken. So just imagine, going to sleep or going into deep meditation and visualizing yourself in cities of emerald and cities of gold and rose. Again, that's just a whole different, and observing how these cities work. So you're not just looking at it, you're observing the processes that it goes through. Its creation as well as its construction, the creation, the construction, and the result. All right? All right, here we go. Far in the past, they had conquered the ether, freed themselves from the bondage of toil, formed in their minds only a picture, and swiftly created a group. Far in the past, they had conquered the ether. So the purpose is to conquer the ether. The purpose is to realize, okay, we can manipulate the ether. I gave you all the technique. I said, if you want to feel the ether, if you're a person who doesn't see these things as real, like, just put your hands like this. Just do your hands like this. Imagine a orb of light. You can say an orb of light. A ball of light, an orb of light. Imagine a ball or orb of light in the middle. And imagine that orb of light expanding. And you're doing your hand like this. Eventually, you will be able to feel that orb of light expanding in the palms of your hands. You will be able to feel energy expanding in the palm of your hands. So they took something as simple as that, and they created a whole city based off of that science. Like, our minds has an influence over ether. Ether is structured based on our thoughts. Our thoughts structure the ether. Our thoughts structure the carbon. So they took that simple knowledge and created, what did they create? Freed themselves from the bondage of toil. So if you understand ether, you can free yourself from the bondage of toil because you understand the root of all things. Formed in their minds only a picture and swiftly created a group. So they formed these pictures in their minds, right? They formed these pictures in their minds and it grew. So once again, thoughts grow, cities grow, planets grow. The growth process, right? Flowers have to grow and blossom. Everything has to grow. So out of their thoughts grew, because remember, your thoughts influence the ether. So the stronger the thought, the more influence it has over the ether. And eventually that becomes cities of rose and gold, right? So again, the whole purpose of these emerald tablets of thought is to expand your mind, to realize, we can think on a broader level. We don't have to limit ourselves to all this earthly stuff. We can think a lot more grander. That's the whole purpose of reading these scriptures, to keep your mind in an expanded perspective so that you don't, get trapped into the veils of darkness, essentially. All right. Forth then my soul sped throughout the cosmos, seeing ever new things in old, learning that man is truly space born, a son of the stars, a child of the stars, a son of the sun, a child of the stars. So he's star stepping, soul traveling, seeing all this brilliance, all this wisdom, all this creativity, new things and old things. So he knew, at that point, learning that man is truly space born. Man is born out of space, out of the ether. The same substance that we are manipulating, creating cities of emerald and gold, or gold and rose, is everything that we're composed of. We have gold in our blood. We have emerald within us. Of course, we have ether. Everything outside of us can be found within the human body. Right? A son of the sun, a child of the stars. All right. Know ye, O man, whatever from ye inhabit, surely it is one with the stars. One more time. Know ye, O man, whatever form ye inhabit, because it says whatever from ye inhabit, but I'm thinking it's talking about whatever form that you inhabit. But I'm just utilizing my own logic. Surely it is one with the stars. So essentially, I think what I think is saying is it don't matter what form that you take. It don't matter what situation you're in. Know that it is one with the stars. As above, so below. Correspondence. That's essentially what it's saying. So everything that we see happening physically is also happening in the celestial plane, as above, so below. So we may think this world is chaotic, but again, if you was to observe the celestial plane, it would look way more chaotic. It would look way more dangerous than what we observe here. People scared of people with guns. Oh, this guy, he's shooting guns. Imagine being in fucking space, looking at the solar system, looking at everything that's happening. You would be scared as fuck. It would not be something that you would probably be able to wrap your mind like, yo, you moving out the way like, yo, these asteroids is about to hit my ass. I'm about to get hit with asteroids. They not showing you no mercy. But it's all happening within the realms of equilibrium. Even though it appears to be chaotic, it is all about law and order. Law and order. All right. Thy bodies are nothing but planets revolving around their central suns. One more time. Thy bodies are nothing but planets revolving around their central suns. The body is nothing but a planet revolving around the central sun. All right? I completely agree with that. Is that not the case? Are we not universes within universes, galaxies within galaxies? Are we not universes within ourselves? Are we not micro microcosms of the macrocosm? Of course, right? But again, don't take my word for it. Take Thoth's word for it. For all the people who think this is too spaced out, here's your source. The Emerald House of Thoth is telling you everything that I've been speaking about for years, and many people who have come before me have been speaking about the same information for decades and decades and decades, and you know what I mean? So this is nothing new, but this is taking you back to the source so that you can get it in this pure form. That's why I'm reading it word from word. So I'm not just giving you my interpretation, I'm also reading it word from word so that you can take your own perspective into it as well. All right. When ye have gained the light of all wisdom, free shall ye be to shine in the ether, one of the suns that light outer darkness, one of the spaceborn grown into light. So he's saying, once you have accumulated wisdom on a celestial plane as well as a terrestrial plane, once you have accumulated this wisdom, free shall ye be to shine in the ether. The ether represents the darkness. So free you will be to shine in the darkness. So in the darkness you will shine. In the ether you will shine. One of the suns that light outer darkness. You will be a sun that lights outer darkness. One of the space-born grown into light. So again, there's an emphasis on grown. Grown, the space-born grown into light. You have to grow from darkness to the light. That is a growing process. It's not something that just happens at a snap of a finger. It's something it has a process that it must be shaped and molded into the light. The darkness must be shaped and molded and converted into light. All right? So there we go. Let us continue. It's a lot of information here. Hopefully everybody is keeping up. All right. Because again, I can't see the comments. I got to do a screen, so all I see is my face, so I don't necessarily see what anybody is saying. But hopefully everybody is listening, and I'll check everything once we get through this. We about halfway through, so let's speed this up. We 38 minutes in. You know what I mean? So let's get it in. Let's speed through this. Just as the stars in time lose their brilliance, light passing from them into the great source. So, O man, the soul passes onward, leaving behind the darkness of the night. So essentially it's basically saying once we drop the body, the soul continues. So that's letting you know that there is life after death. For anybody who may have been thinking, like, yo, is it life after death? I wonder if heaven got a ghetto. My only fear of death is reincarnation. Quotes from Tupac, right? Tupac would be saying things like this because a lot of people don't resonate with Pop because he spoke a lot about death. They're like, man, he was always talking about death. He kind of predicted his own death. To say the same thing about XXX, right? Extinction or XXX Tentashion, right? They said the same thing, man. Well, he's like, he's predicting his death. He said he was going to die. Death, death, death. But what most people don't realize is this is kind of the point. We may see on Earth, like, damn, that motherfucker got shot down. They died a violent death. Or this woman got raped till she died or something. You know, just some crazy shit, right? Like, they just something crazy. Like, man, that's fucked up. But not really. On a soul level, they released their soul. They became immortals. So it don't matter how crazy or how, like, man, I don't want to die like that. But people like Tupac and Triple X, they became immortals. They died a violent death, but in their death, they became immortals. People will always remember these people. They became stars for the human race. People look up to Pac. People look up to Triple X. Their desire to be, you know, look how many miniature Tupacs are out here. Look how many people who was trying to do what X did. You know what I mean? They're just trying to take somebody else's blueprint because they don't have their own, because they didn't put in that work. Pac and Triple X were very, very educated in their own way. They knew what was really going on and they put it in their music. Everybody doesn't have the courage to do that. Because you had all these other motherfuckers, oh, we just going to talk about the turn up. We're not going to put no knowledge. People ain't trying to hear that. But X came, Triple X came, and he was putting that game in them bars. He was putting that game in them lyrics, and people was listening. That's why people were so greatly affected when he passed. Because he was not afraid to put that truth in those lyrics, while everybody else there, they don't want to touch it. Oh, I got too many business deals on the table. I can't talk about that. You know what I mean? That's gonna fuck my money up. Versus Triple X, he was, you know what I mean? He got like 10 mil for one album. You know what I mean? So he broke. Same thing with Pac. They broke everything that we thought that, well, you just gotta sit down and shut up and make your money and don't push the envelope too far. They said fuck all that, and they continuously pushed the envelope, and they made people accept it. They made people accept the truth, no matter how harsh it was. Right? So hopefully people is grasping this, right? Hopefully you can understand. Okay. So once again, just as the stars in time lose their brilliance, light passing from them into the great source, so, O man, the soul passes onward, leaving behind the darkness of night. Form forth ye from the primal ether, filled with the brilliance that flows from the source, bound by the ether. What is it? I have no idea what this word is, so I apologize. Bound by the ether, I just spell it out. Coalesced. Coalesced. Whatever. You know what I mean? I know what it means. You know what I mean? This is just not a word that I see every day, so I apologize. Let's continue though. Yet ever it flames until at last it is free. So basically what it's saying, we all come from this primal ether, this darkness, this blackness. We all come from the blackness. We're bound by the darkness. But it is through wisdom that darkness is converted into light. So it's just going into very, very vivid detail. Formed forth ye from the primal ether, filled with the brilliance that flows from the source. We are all connected with the source, the brilliance from the source, right? Bound by the ether, consoled around, right? But it's bound by the ether. So your soul is bound by the darkness. The light is bound by the darkness, right? Right? The veil, the darkness, the veil is the veil for light, right? The veil for light is darkness. Yet ever it flames until at last it is free. So now we're seeing the soul is talking about the flames. Yet ever it flames until at last it is free. It flames until it is free, meaning when you nurture your soul, when you are constantly nurturing your soul, the flame gets bigger and bigger and more brilliant until at last it is free. So you must shine your light. You must burn your way out of bondage by lightening your soul. Right? There we go. Okay, lift up your flame from out of the darkness. Fly from the night, and ye shall be free. Traveled I through the space-time, knowing my soul at last was set free, knowing that now might I pursue wisdom, until at last I pass to a plane, hidden from knowledge, known not to wisdom, extension beyond all that we know. So he's saying, so even with all this greatness, even with all this brilliance, even with all these things that he's seeing, he still continued to seek wisdom until at last I passed to a plane hidden from knowledge, known not to wisdom, extension beyond all that we know. So even him, he's looking at all these great things, but even he eventually came to a point where he saw something that he wasn't even familiar with. What did he see? Now, O man, when I had this knowing, happy my soul grew. For now I was free. Listen, ye spaceborn, list to my wisdom. Know ye not that ye too will be free? Right? You know, they're using this King's English. But he's saying, spaceborn, he's calling us spaceborn. Listen, ye spaceborn, listen to my wisdom. Know ye not to ye too will be free. You, just as I am free, you put in that work, you will be free as well. Why? Because it's not that I'm special, me Thoth. It's not that I'm special and I'm doing something that you can't do. I'm just doing what every soul is supposed to do, but I'm just showing you how it's done. So he's just showing you what every soul has to go through, and he's speaking about it as he's going through it. So that's all it is. This is everybody's journey. Thoth is speaking for us, for everybody, right? This is the path that everybody has to go through, the path of wisdom. All right. List ye again, O man, to my wisdom, that hearing ye too might live and be free. Not of the earth are ye earthly, but a child of the infinite cosmic light. So that's letting us know, okay. So all these people going around calling, oh, we're humans, we're from the earth. No, we're not. Fuck that bullshit. Saying right here, list ye again, O man, to my wisdom, that hearing ye too might live and be free. Not of the earth are ye earthly. You are not earthly. This, that changes the game. But a child of infinite cosmic light. We are beings of light, not beings of the earth. We are beings of light. That's why we seek wisdom, which is ever expanding light. So we are not earth beings. We are not from the earth. Yes, we occupy the earth, but we are not from this earth. We are from the cosmic light, the infinite cosmic light, which is expressed through our soul. All right? There we go. Let us continue. Now to ye I give knowledge, freedom to walk in the path I have trod, showing ye truly how by my striving I trod the path that leads to the stars. So yeah, just like I said, he's showing you the path. He's not just speaking about the path like everybody else. But we're just going to talk about it. He's showing you. He's demonstrating the path, which no other writings demonstrated. Everybody else is talking about, oh, this is what this means. This is what this was saying, but they themselves are not going through it. That's why I say people who write all these books, they're speaking about something that they may study, but they don't practice. You can write a book about anything, but you don't have to practice it. So it's super vivid when the book is written from somebody who actually practices versus somebody who just study it and who's trying to interpret it and not living that life. Now to ye I give knowledge, freedom to walk in the path I have trod, showing ye truly how by my striving I trod the path that leads to the stars. By my demonstration, I'm showing you that there is a pathway to the stars, that we all must follow, those who are seekers of infinite wisdom. This is how you continue to gain wisdom, right? Hark ye, O man, and know of thy bondage. Know how to free thyself from the toils. Out of the darkness shall ye rise upward, one with the light and one with the stars, right? So it is through this wisdom that we can free ourselves from these tools. Again, all these people who complain, fuck these 9 to 5s, fuck the government, fuck the system, fuck these racist motherfuckers, fuck all these motherfuckers, right? But truly, it's beyond all that. Fuck all of them. Fuck the system, fuck the government, fuck motherfuckers who, oppress you and bond you because they know who you are. They know that you come from space and they know that they don't. So, of course, that's true racism for people who don't know. For people who don't know, just to make it clear. Just to make it clear. Motherfuckers don't hate you because of the color of your skin or how much money you have or you don't have. And no, they hate you because you have a soul and they don't. Simple as that. Simple as that. Simple as that. They know who you are. You just don't know who you are. But if you knew who you was, then you will know who they are. And once you know who you are and you know who the enemy is, and you know, let me separate myself from the bullshit. Right? Let me separate myself from this fuck shit and let me seek wisdom. Fuck trying to be a part of their society. Fuck trying to make money with them and they're wicked people. Fuck all that shit. I'm seeking wisdom. But it takes courage. Well, we talked about that in the previous tablets. This is not for the mainstream. This is not for the masses. This is only for those who are courageous enough to walk the path. So just to keep that in mind, this is not for the mainstream. This is never, again, this is not mainstream now. A lot of people don't even know about the emerald taps of Thoth. This is not necessarily mainstream information. Most people know about the law of attraction. They know about the secret, but they don't know about the emerald taps of Thoth. And there's a reason why, because as we've been going along, you can see why most people don't know about this and they don't relate to it. They can't understand it because it's veiled in so much wisdom. You have to be somebody who is wise and who is walking this path to truly understand what's being said. If you're not walking this path, then it's just words on another tablet. It's just another story in another book. Let us continue. All right. Follow ye ever the path of wisdom. Only by this can ye rise from below. Every man's destiny leads him onward into the curves of infinity's all. Know ye, O man, that all space is ordered. Only by order are ye one with the all. Order and balance are the law of the cosmos. Follow and ye shall be one with the all. So again, we talked all about that. All things are under law and order, no matter how chaotic they may seem. So it don't matter how scary it may seem to journey beyond the solar system. All things are within the boundaries of law and order. And that law and order makes you one with the all. All right. He who will follow the pathway of wisdom, open must be he to the flower of life, extending his consciousness out of darkness, flowing through time and space in the all. Deep in the silence, deep, right, you know what I mean? Let's clear all that up. Deep in the silence, first ye must linger until at last ye are free from desire, free from the longing to speak in the silence. Very, very important. So again, he's letting you know right here. Deep in the silence, first ye must linger until at last ye are free from desire. So you practice silence until you are free from desire. Again, I told you that from all these earthly desires, you free yourself from it. Not to say that you can't have it, because in the previous tablet it say, when you attain riches, make love the beginning and ending of your heart. So it's not saying that you have to deny yourself of anything physically. We need to neglect it. So it's not talking about denying it. It's just you don't have a desire towards it. Meaning, for example, you have people who are not ever satisfied. A person could be a millionaire and still desire more money. It never stops. It never stops. Oh, I got enough money, I'm cool. You don't hear that. You a millionaire, now you want to make 10 mil. You made 10 mil, now you want to make 100. Right? That's just how it goes. Because desire is never satisfied. So when you free yourself from desire, it doesn't mean that you stop caring about the physical. You just put things into proper order. You put things into proper order and context. I can have whatever I want. I'm not attached to it though. If it leaves, it leaves. You're not attached to anything in this earthly plane, because this earthly plane, everything is constantly changing. So you're not attached to a plane that is constantly ever changing, right? So deep in the silence, first you must linger until at last you are free from desire, free from the longing to speak in the silence. So once you no longer feel the need to speak within the silence, because a lot of people don't like the silence, a lot of people don't like the darkness, a lot of people are still sleeping with night lights, a lot of people don't like sleeping in pure darkness. A lot of people can't stay silent in silence, right? They gotta speak, they gotta turn the TV on, they gotta get on the phone. They can't just ponder in their own darkness or their own silence, right? That makes them uncomfortable. The darkness and the silence makes them uncomfortable, but this is why. All right. I know this is a lot. I appreciate everybody for bearing in. I know this is a lot of information contained within these tablets. That's why I had to do it video by video. Just imagine me trying to break all of this down in one video. It'd be like 10 hours. It'd be like fucking 10 hours. But we doing it little by little. All right. Conquer by silence the bondage of words. Abstaining from eating until we have conquered the desire for food. That is bondage of the soul. Very, very powerful stuff, right? Conquered by silence the bondage of words. We are bonded by words, right? Again, most people are not comfortable in the silence. They got to speak, they got to speak, they got to speak. But most people speak without thinking. Most people speak without knowing that their words are creating their reality. So I encourage everybody to study the words of the people that you are around. If you truly want to know what is inside the hearts of the people you are around, or just anybody, study what comes out of their mouth, because what comes out of their mouth is truly their bondage. So if all they're talking about is money, 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 if all they're talking about is women, 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 men, 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 this, that, this, that, this, that, this celebrity, that celebrity, gossip, 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 if that is all they manifest with their words, it bonds, and they are bound to those words. They are bound to that reality. It's like they are veiled in darkness, right? Abstaining from food until we have conquered the desire for food. So it's not saying fast, then start eating again. It's say conquer your desire for food. See, that's next level. So we're not just saying fast because you're trying to build up your health, which this is what everybody does nowadays. Right? I want to fast because it builds up my health or it detoxes me. We taking this up further. You fast to conquer your desire for food itself, not for the benefits that it gives you. You fast to conquer your desire for food, because that is truly a bondage of the soul. Why? Because you still have desire. You have to conquer all desires. Doesn't mean you have to stop doing something or give something up, but you have to conquer the desire for it. A whole another way of thinking, right? Whole another way of thinking. All right. Then lie ye down in the darkness. Close ye your eyes from the rays of the light. Center thy soul force in the place of thine consciousness, shaking it free from the bonds of the night. Now he's talking about soul traveling, right? Lie ye down, then lie ye down. You know, this is weird. Then lie ye down in the darkness. Close ye your eyes from the rays of light. Basically, sleep in complete darkness, what I was just saying, sleeping in complete darkness, or just meditating in complete darkness. Center thy soul force in the place of thine consciousness, your heart area. Center your soul force in your heart chakra, shaking it free from the bonds of the night. Astral project through the heart chakra. All right, that's what it's called, because you can astral project from any of the 7 chakras, just in case people didn't know that. So if we're talking about the soul force, astral project from the heart area. So when you are meditating in darkness, or when you are sleeping in darkness, center all of your focus on your heart chakra. Build that energy up, build that energy up, build that energy up, build that energy up, and push it out of you. Project yourself into the astral plane, right? By building up that heart energy. All right. Place in thy mind, place the image thou desirest. Picture the place thou desire to see. Vibrate back and forth with thy power. Loosen the soul from out of its night. Fiercely must thou shake with all of thy power until at last thy soul shall be free. A lot was said in that. A lot was said here. I'll go through it one more time. Place in thy mind, place the image thou desire. Picture the place thou desire to see. Vibrate back and forth with thy power. Loosen the soul from out of its night. Fiercely must thou shake with all thy power until at last thy soul shall be free. It's talking about astral projection, right? So it's saying whatever you desire, whatever place you want to go, put that image in your heart chakra. The image, whatever you desire, put it in your heart chakra and project your etheric self from the heart chakra. So basically, this is what it's saying, just to put it into context. It's saying don't desire fleshly things, right? Don't worry about food, don't worry about money, don't worry about this, don't worry about that. Why? Because you get or you receive everything when you project yourself. Place all of your desires, meaning don't go out into the world seeking this and seeking that, seeking this and seeking that. Whatever your desires may be, put it into the heart chakra. Build it up, build it up, build it up, build it up, and project yourself from the heart chakra with your desires in the heart chakra. Right? That's what it's saying. So meaning even whatever desires you may have on the earth plane, you take them into the astrals. Why? Because everything happens in the astral plane before it happens physically. So if you truly want to influence the physical plane, you must influence the astral plane. In order to influence the astral plane, you must astral project. That's what it's talking about. So basically, it's saying influence your reality from the astral plane instead of working your ass off and toiling with the physical, because that's the difference. Meaning everybody else, they gotta work their ass off to get everything they have. They want that nice car, they want that house, they want to wear those nice clothes, they want this, they gotta work their ass off. They gotta work. They ain't got time to sleep. They ain't got time to do nothing else. They gotta work, because they only dealing with the physical plane. But when you put your desires into the astral plane, and project yourself to the astral plane and allow those blessings to descend upon you. That's the difference. So you don't have to work just to get the bare minimums of things. You are descending blessings onto yourself because you are putting in that true work in the astrals, projecting yourself from the heart chakra, gaining, putting all your desires in the heart chakra, build it up, project yourself. Again, hopefully this is not going over people's heads, but again, a lot of information is hidden within these lines, and that's why I'm here. I'm just here to make things clear. I'm just here to make things clear. So here we go. We almost out of here. We almost done with this. All right. Mighty beyond words is the flame of the cosmic, hanging in planes unknown to men, mighty and balanced, moving in order, music of harmonies far beyond men. Speaking with music, singing with color, flame from the beginning of eternity's all, spark of the flame art thou, O my children, burning with color and living with music. List to the voice, and thou shalt be free. Consciousness free is fused with the cosmic. So a free consciousness is fused with the cosmic, as above, so below. One with the order and law of the all, know ye not men, that out of darkness light shall flame forth, a symbol of all. Pray ye this prayer for obtaining of wisdom. Pray for the coming of light to the all. So now it's giving you a prayer or a mantra or an affirmation. Pray ye this prayer for obtaining of wisdom. Pray for the coming of light to the all. So he's giving you now. So if you want wisdom, if wisdom is your only desire, say this prayer. And what is the prayer? We'll say the prayer right now. This is the prayer. So if you want wisdom, this is a prayer. Mighty spirit of light that shines through the cosmos, draw my flame closer in harmony to thee. Lift up my fire from out of the darkness, magnet of fire that is one with the all. Lift up my soul, thou mighty and potent, child of the light, turn not away. Draw me in power to melt in thy furnace. One with all things in all wait, one with all things in all things. I guess that's just how they wrote it, all right? One with all things and all things in one. Okay, there we go. So let me say it again. One with all things and all things in one. Fire of the life strain in one with the brain. Right? So that's an affirmation or a prayer that you can say if you want to obtain wisdom. It could be something you say before you go to sleep, before you meditate, when you wake up, before you begin your day. Boom, you hit yourself up with that prayer, right? Commit this to memory if that is your true desire. Commit the prayer to memory and keep it close to you. All right. When ye have freed thy soul from its bondage, know that for ye darkness is gone. Ever through space ye may seek wisdom. Bound not, bound not, be feathers forged in the flesh. Onward and upward in the morning, free flash. O soul, to the realms of light. Move thou in order, move thou in harmony, freely shall move with the children of light. Seek ye and know thee, my key of wisdom. Thus, O man, ye shall surely be free. And there it is. All right. So there we go. So we just conquered the fourth tablet of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. A lot of wisdom in there. A lot of wisdom. There's a lot of wisdom in every tablet. You know what I mean? That's why it's challenging going through all that and interpreting it. So, it's definitely not easy. It's not easy going through it. All right. So, let me see where we at with it. Where we at with it? Where we at with it? So y'all let me know. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling before we get up out of here. Let me see. Let me see. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So everybody's tuned in. Everybody's tuned in. Let me see. Cause I see some questions was asked, but let me make sure that the question was not already answered. Cause yeah, I see some questions was asked, but I'm pretty sure. So if you had a question, but it wasn't answered, then you let me know. You know what I mean? What's up, Gold Appeal? What's up, Kush Goddess? What's up, Harmony Holistics? What's up, Sarah? What's up, Dominican Queen? What's up, Key Love? I see everybody in here. What's up, Charles? Okay. What's up, Candy Goddess? What's up, Key Love? All right. So again, let me go all the way down here. No problem, Law Stewart. I see you, Afro Pick. What's up, Trey? All right. So again, just to get my final commentary. So we got a lot more to go. So if you are affected by just a little bit by this wisdom, stay tuned because we're gonna be going through the whole tablets. It's 13 tablets in total, but it's 10. You see how these tablets, I guess if you've been following along, you see how these tablets they complement each other. The first 10 tablets complement each other, but you have those last 3 that are kind of like different. So we're going to go through the first 10. Then those last 3 are like you can say plus lessons, right? Supplementary lessons, right? Supplements. So the first 10 is the main knowledge. Then you have the plus lessons. So we're going to make sure that we go through the main 10 and we piece it all together, right? So again, if you have been affected by this wisdom at all, then you know that you found the truth. You know that this is real. Just reading it for yourself or listening to me read it, then you know that this is real. This ain't something that comes from no man, right? This ain't something that comes. This is just straight from a divine being, who we are calling Thoth, right? So, because that's the question I asked in the beginning. Because in the beginning it was like, okay, did Thoth really write this? Or was it just a man who's claiming to be Thoth? Well, as we have been going through these tablets, I don't think no man would know any of this information unless they went through it themselves. So I'll leave that for everybody else to answer. Keep that sexual energy in check, man. That's hard to do. It's hard to do when you. It's hard to do when you live in the West. When you live in the West, or if you live down south. If you live in the West or you live down south, containing that sexual energy is. I'm just speaking from personal experience. But that's a whole different video, right? You find it really tough. All right, so let me speak about that since it's been asked. Since you're asking, but let me should I close this? No, I'll keep this open. I'll keep it open. Yeah, you already know. All right, so just to answer this question before we get up out of here with this sexual energy, it's supposed to be strong. For one, like for example, like in Atlanta, the South, right? In Atlanta, I believe there are more women than men. There are more women than men in Atlanta. That's why Atlanta has this reputation, right? It's the home of the strippers. It's the home of, what I mean, the creatrix. That's what I prefer to call them, creatrix. All these strippers, all these, what we consider to be prostitutes and all this. I just call them creatrix. It is the land of the creatrix. So it's like you have no problem getting women in Atlanta because it's just so many of them, right? You run into women by accident. You can just be, walking down the street and like, yo, you may see 3, 4, 5, 6 women that interest you. Versus if you somewhere else, you may only see one. So Atlanta just deals with abundance of women. That's Atlanta. Atlanta deals with those resources for real, right? Now on the West Coast is, you can say it's more variety, because Atlanta, of course, is the creatrix. You know what I mean? You got those ebony goddesses down there. That's what I'm saying. Atlanta has a lot of temptation. You know what I mean? You got all those ebony goddesses down there making it happen. You know what I mean? To the point where, let's not do that. Right? Let's not do that. All right, we're gonna keep it good. We're gonna keep everything in order. All right. All right. So when you take to the West Coast, you have a lot more variety. A lot more variety if that's your thing. You know what I mean? So it's hard. It's hard to keep that sexual energy intact, but I encourage everybody to express their sexuality in the fullest. You only got one life to live. Why bullshit with yourself? That's my mentality. If you know who you are, if you know who you really are, then we are here to be who we really are. We're not here to gain anything other than wisdom. You can gain wisdom, through the sexual act, right? Tantra, right? Tantra. Stop having sex and practice Tantra, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Stop having sex and practice Tantra, all right? Key Love is saying, I heard that sleeping in complete darkness isn't great for light workers because it keeps negative spirits lingering, so I keep my salt lamp on for a glow. Well, whoever you heard that from doesn't understand light and dark. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. There's nothing wrong with sleeping in complete darkness. It actually enhances your dreams. So anybody who's saying you gotta sleep with the night light, you gotta sleep with the light. No, you illuminate your room with your inner light. Right? That's all I gotta say about that. You can either sleep with a night light or you can illuminate your room from your internal light. Let your internal light illuminate you versus a lamp. An external light. Let your inner flames illuminate your essence to the point where you can see in the dark. It can be complete darkness and you can still see because you have illuminated your own flame. So I encourage everybody, illuminate your own flame. You know what I mean? Stop depending on all this external stimulation because it's temporary. What you gonna do when that flame go out? Replace it, get another one. You know what I mean? But that internal flame is forever. All right. Yeah, definitely. You start a 4-day fast. Keep going, bro. Keep going. Keep going with that fast. You know what I mean? Exactly. You're supposed to read the tablets not once but over 100 times. Yeah, that's what some people say. That's what some people say. But as you see, this is maybe like my third time reading it. I didn't have to read it 100 times to pick up everything that I'm picking up. Those people who have to read it 100 times is their babies in knowledge. Now, yes, if I was trying to read this 10 years ago, I would probably have to read it 100 times, right? Like when I was first starting my journey, but I'm 10 years in. You know what I mean? So it's a difference when you live the lifestyle, essentially. It's a difference when you live this lifestyle. So when you are reading these words, they are reflecting like, I know exactly what he's talking about because I've been through it. Versus, oh, that's the first time I heard about that. It's different when you know how astral projection goes because you astral project, right? Versus, oh, that sounds nice, right? You know, so that's the difference. That's the difference. When you're really putting in that work, then you know when certain things are said, like, yo, that's real because I practice it myself versus I'm not sure about that. That's the difference. All right. Did I miss the answers to the questions? Well, you know, nah, we just kind of chilling right now. We just kind of chilling right now. We just got done reading the tablets. So it took like a whole hour to read. It took a whole hour to read the tablets. So it is what it is. All right. Exactly. Couldn't agree more about Tantra. Yeah, exactly. That's what I encourage. Again, no, nobody else is going to tell you that, but I'm going to keep it real because everybody else is phonies. And I'm not afraid to say it. Everybody else is just on this spooky shit, right? Nobody else like, yo, go out there and have fun. Everybody like, no, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to constrain yourself, you need to bind yourself, right? Nah. You need to express your soul. You don't need to bind your soul. I'm going to stay celibate. I'm going to stay closed up. I'm going to keep my... No. Like a fucking... What is it called? The caterpillar that goes into the egg. Not the egg. The thing. The larva. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Before the caterpillar becomes a butterfly, it's contained itself, right? Most people don't want to become the butterfly. Most people like being in that contained darkness, right? Being veiled in that darkness. Most people are like, no, they're not trying to become the butterfly because they are afraid. Fear, right? I believe the second tablet talked about fear, or the first tablet. The first or the second tablet talked about fear. Fear keeps you in bondage. So most people don't live the life that they want to live because they live in fear, not because it's right or wrong. It's because they are in fear, and that fear was implanted in them when they was kids by religion. You know what I mean? So let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Like, you know what I mean? So do I agree? Should you just be out here fun fucking people? No. But should you be out here practicing tantra? That's different, which will help enhance your spirituality. I have no problem with that at all. That's why I say when you are the enlightened one in your relationship, or you may just have a bunch of fuck buddies, but when you are the enlightened one, then you have to be the one to bring that energy to the union. You have to bring that spiritual energy and that soulful energy into the union versus expecting them to be on your level. They may never be on your level. They may not supposed to be on your level. They may just be a creatrix and you the creator and the creatrix, right? You may have to help that person get to a level where they see themselves as a creatrix or a creator. It may be through you that they see their internal light. But if you're just like, oh, we just fucking, and I'm gonna like, oh, they not with this information, so I'm just not gonna say nothing to them. It ain't really about saying anything to them. It's about demonstration, right? So I encourage everybody to demonstrate this information. Don't go around trying to convince nobody of anything. People are gonna believe whatever the fuck they want to believe. Don't go around trying to convince people. Just demonstrate for yourself. Demonstrate this information. Demonstrate this wisdom. Then people will see your demonstration. And when they observe your demonstration, then they're going to know. That maybe that's something I should be into. You know, for whatever reason, that just turns me on sexually. When they, you know what I mean? Because they see you. They see you in shape. They see you keep yourself in shape. You keep your sexual energy high. You're able to take them down at any time. Like, you can't deny it. You know what I mean? You can't deny it. Somebody who's always sexually ready to put that work in, whether male or female, who's going to deny that power? So of course it's going to make them curious. Like, yo, like every time I call you, boom, you giving me an hour 45-minute session. Nobody else is able to do that. How are you able to do what nobody else is able to do? How many times? Because I know for myself. I know for myself. Can't speak for nobody else. I've been told several times that I've given somebody the best sex in their life. Not because I'm a special person, but because I put the work in, right? Because you put the work in, then they're feeling more than what they feel with other people. That they just somebody else is only giving them 5, 10, 15, 30-minute sessions, and you're able to double that, triple that, quadruple that. They're going to definitely look at you a little bit, in awe. Like, yo, what, let me try to figure out what's going on with this motherfucker. But again, that's neither here nor there. Just sharing, just Get your tantra up. You know what I mean? Stop being afraid of people. Stop being afraid of humans. Get on your spirituality, then you have nothing to fear. People are afraid, like, I may catch a disease. I don't want to get pregnant, this, that, and the third. When you are on your spirituality, when you are on your soul journey, then fear does not rule your life. That is fear. Most people are ruled by fear. That's why they stay contained in whatever space they're in, whatever darkness they're in, and they never evolve out of it because they are afraid of what they may see when they journey outside of the realms that are familiar to them. All right. Okay. What's up, love? Read us. Creative empowerment. What's up? Much love to you. Thoth is many prayers. Yes, as we go further into the emerald tablets of Thoth, is going to reveal more and more prayers. So definitely, put those prayers into action if that's something that you seek. All right. So basically, you can bring what you do in dreams to reality. I'll be flying around all kind of shit. Absolutely, yes. But again, most people are not thinking like that. Most people, when they dream, right, they're just having fun. They're not thinking about manifestation from the dream world, right? There you go. Manifestation from the dream world as opposed to just having fun in the dream world. You can manifest from the dream world. That's essentially how you're supposed to manifest anyway. You're not supposed to just be out here busting your ass for the man all day. You know what I mean? That's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be manifesting out of thought from the astral plane. That's what you're supposed to be doing. But most people are not doing it, so that's why we see most people have to suffer because they're not putting that work in. But that doesn't have to be you. That's the whole point. You don't have to be, just because everybody else is subjected to a certain reality does not mean that you have to be subjected to that reality. You can transcend, right? You can turn that darkness into light if you put that work in. All right. Should we try to say a certain prayer to Thoth for desires? No. Once again, whatever desires you may have, I will say it one more time. All right. Whatever desires you may have, put it in your heart chakra. Put the image of your desire in your heart chakra and build that energy up. Remember, the chakras are wheels. Start turning those chakra wheels in the heart chakra. Turn the heart chakra wheel. Put the image in your heart chakra. So whatever image that you normally keep up here, put it in the heart chakra. Start rotating that heart chakra, right? So when you fall asleep, or when you get into a deep meditation, when you get into a trance state, you can project yourself into the astral plane, and you will experience whatever you desire in the astral plane, and you will know how that feels. What you will bring back from the astral plane is a feeling, right? So whatever your desire is, it's going to generate a feeling within you. And as long as you cultivate that feeling within you, however you feel, however that desire makes you feel, because you know how it feels because you already experienced it. You put it in your heart. You cultivate that sensation. And the more you cultivate that sensation, you will start to magnetize more of those scenarios to yourself because you are cultivating that sensation in the heart chakra. All right. So there we go. Hopefully that didn't go over nobody's head. But, this information, is deep. So it is what it is. All right. I owe you an apology. I thought majority of black people wanted nothing to do with this knowledge. I thought I was the only one. Well, black people don't. Hold on. All right. We want to make sure that we don't do that. Well, for one, black people don't have anything to do with this knowledge. For one, let's just make that clear. I don't identify myself as black, and neither should any of you. Because black represents darkness, right? So I don't identify myself as a black person. I don't identify myself with somebody of the night, somebody of the dark. I identify myself as somebody of the light. Remember, we are children of the light. Fuck black anything. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm not black nothing. My skin is not black. Nothing on me is black besides this fucking do-rag and this scarf and my facial hair, right? My skin isn't black. My consciousness isn't black. You know what I mean? That is a term that was created by somebody outside of us. Remember, they was calling us what? Negro. They was calling us Negro in the 60s. Then they started calling us African American. Motherfuckers don't know what they want to be called. So I don't identify by that. I don't identify with that. So yes, you are right. Black people don't have nothing to do with this information because black people are not concerned with the light and spiritually growing in wisdom. They are not concerned with that. So yes, they will remain forever blackened in the veils of darkness. It is what it is, though. To each his own. So I don't. And again, I'm not letting somebody else define who and what I am. You know what I mean? Other people may do that, but just because we're supposed to call ourselves black, or that's the popular term, don't mean that I subscribe to it. So it is what it is. So you're right. You know, it's not for everybody. All right. Yeah, you already know. You know that Scorpio energy is always potent. But that's what I'm saying. That energy can either transmute into you just wanting to have sex with a bunch of people, or you wanted to practice tantra. Right? Practice tantra. It will enhance every aspect of your life. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Stop being afraid to engage in sex because you afraid of low vibrational people. Trust me, if your vibration is high enough, nobody can bring your vibration down, especially if you're bringing the energy to them. It's a very, very, very big difference, right? But again, everybody, right? Everybody doesn't accept who and what they are, right? If you're still identifying yourself as human instead of a child of light, a child from the stars, then you are subjected to a human experience. Because you define yourself as a human, then you will have a human experience. But if you define yourself as a child of light, somebody from the stars, because that's who you really are, that's not a lie. That's not something that's made up. That is actual fact. So when you identify who and what you really are beyond this earthly plane, remember, we are not from the earth. We are occupying the earth. We are not from the earth. So we are not earthlings. When you stop identifying yourself as an earthling, then you stop having an earthling experience. So, you know what I mean? Just very, very simple stuff. But again, it's like we got to get all this programming out of our mind. We grew up in this bullshit. We grew up in this bullshit. So we are seeking wisdom to raise above the nonsense, the darkness. So there we go. All right. So Brianna left a $3.99 donation. I appreciate you, Brianna. Once again, you already know. You know what I mean? The give and receive energy is always appreciated. The give and receive energy is always appreciated. So I appreciate you so much, Brianna. Much love to you. I don't like to do it unless I'm in love and want to be with the person. So this is what I say to that for people who prefer to be in relationships. I understand. I understand that you want to share that union with a special person. Understood. Nothing wrong with that. However, is it at the expense of your suffering? Is it that important? What do I mean? What I mean is this: you may want a special bond with a person, but what about your health right now? What about your sensations right now? See, this is just how I think. I'm not telling you this is how you need to think. This is just how I look at the things. I look at it in terms of now. I'm not going to keep my mind in the future of a future person that doesn't exist in the present. I just don't think like this. Like, okay, I'm going to wait for this magical person to appear that's going to be on my level. We're going to be soulmates. We're going to, you know what I mean? All of these things are going to, appear magically. I just don't think like that. So that's just me though. So I'm like, okay, if in the moment I have a connection with a person, it may just be for the fucking night. This shit may not last beyond the 24 hours, but so be it. You know what I mean? When you get out of this, like, it's right or wrong, so this religious thinking, then you're like, it is what it is. Maybe you were just supposed to have a fun night. Maybe you were just supposed to have a fun night. You know what I mean? Until that person shows up. Because when or if the person shows up, ain't nothing stopping you from pursuing that. But till then, let's just say that person ain't showing up for another 5 years. What you gonna do for 5 years, right? So that's just how I think. I'm not waiting 5 fucking years for a person that may or may not show up. I'm gonna make sure that I satisfy myself and my own soul I'm more concerned with my own soul than somebody else's soul that I have not even met yet. I'm trying to stay pure for a person I haven't even met yet. You know, that's just I just don't think like that. But not knocking nobody else that, you know, who like, yo, that's just how I feel, that's my way of life. Salute to you. I'm just sharing my perspective. I'm not waiting for somebody who, you know, doesn't exist. That is what it is. How can we protect ourselves from different entities during sex? Knowing who you are, right? How do we protect ourselves from different entities during sex? So this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you practice tantra versus just having sex, you don't have to think about all this extra stuff. Yes, if you're just pulling your dick out and putting it into a hole, then you will be subjected to whatever the fuck is within that, whether it's a fucking disease or it's pleasure, right? However, when you are practicing tantra, because tantra is a lifestyle, tantra is a lifestyle. When you practice the lifestyle of tantra, then you're not thinking about that stuff. Why? Because you are putting in the proper work so that you don't have to be subjected to nobody else's low vibration or nobody else's entities and all that. All that is already cleared out because you are approaching the sexual act in a completely different manner. You know what I mean? You're keeping all that extra stuff at bay. But again, you know, this is not necessarily for the mainstream. This is not for the public. This is not for people who don't think like this. This is only for a chosen few. So just keep that in mind. So this is not advice for the general public. This is advice for those who can understand. That's it. You know, everybody else, you know, y'all live the life that y'all want to live. That is what it is. All right. AfroPick wants to send a 420 donation, but super chat is being extra. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just use the Cash App, use the PayPal. You know what I mean? Use the cash. You know it don't matter. Use the Cash App or the PayPal. If you ever want to send, give and receive, you know what I mean? Check the link in the description. Check the PayPal. Check the Cash App. So if the super chat is messing up, then don't trip. You know what I mean? There's other methods. All right. We are indigenous Aboriginal Americans. Okay, let's deal with that. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Why? We are not from the earth. Let me shove this in your mind. Yes, it sounds better. Oh yeah, we are the indigenous Aboriginal Americans. Let me get close. Let me look you in your eyes. We are not earthlings. So don't identify with no earth plane. Maybe this is a little bit too advanced thinking, but we are not from this earth, so we do not need to claim this earth. You don't hear nowhere in these Emerald tablets where Thoth is claiming the earth. I'm from here. I'm from there. All he say, I'm from Atlantis, right? That's it, which doesn't even exist anymore, right? But Atlantis is more so a consciousness, right? So he's from a place that doesn't even exist. So that's we have to perceive it like that. We are from a place that we can't perceive physically. So there's no need to call yourself any type of earthly name. You don't need to like I'm this or I'm that. You don't need to claim none of it. I say leave all of it behind. Leave all of it behind. That African shit, leave that behind. That American shit, leave it behind. Every earth, every physical plane, leave it behind because that is not who you truly are. You are not from this earth. I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna keep saying it until y'all get it through your mind. We are not earthlings, so you do not need to claim any land mass. You do not need to claim any land mass. All right. So pretty much practice celibacy. I do when I'm cleansing and fasting, but been in a relationship. No, I'm not. I don't. I say be chaste. There's a difference between celibacy and chaste. Chaste just means I'm not fucking till the person shows up. Celibate mean a person can be right in front of me and we are sexually attracted to each other, but I'm not doing it because I'm celibate. When you are chaste, when that person shows up, you get it in. That's essentially what I'm saying be chaste. versus being celibate. Most people just automatically be celibate. I'm gonna be celibate till the right person comes. All right, cool. I'm Chase. When that person shows the fuck up, I'm getting it in. Cause I already look at it as a gift. I already look at it as a gift because that's just the way I look at things. Trust me, if I am in the presence of a creatrix and she's with the shits, I'm not like I'm celibate, I'm spiritual. I'm not. No, she's getting the dick without question, without question, without question. You know what I mean? I'm not apologizing from it. Right? You know what I mean? There you go. Yeah, you gotta detach from that relationship mindset. Cause this is what I mean. Like, motherfuckers is trying to be humans. Stop trying to be a human. Why? Cause humans are possessive. Humans, you know what I mean? They try to people possess boyfriends and girlfriends like property. Oh, that's my property. Oh, that's my boyfriend. That's my girlfriend. That's basically saying that's my property. And then you're gonna get mad if they try to do anything with anybody else. You know what I mean? I don't understand that concept at all. I just don't. But that's just me. You know what I mean? My mind has been, you know, shaped and molded by, just these mean streets. So, that relationship mentality just has never worked for me, but that's just me. Just me. I'm just sharing my perspective. That's all it is. Great answer, but what if you have no tantra partner? Great answer, but what if you have no tantra partner? If you don't have a tantra partner, you don't have to have a tantra partner. You just need to practice the lifestyle. Let me say this once again. I'm going to keep making this clear. If I got to say this a million times, I'm going to say it a million times. As long as you are practicing the lifestyle, not the techniques, when you are practicing the lifestyle of tantra or tantra, you do not need to be concerned with nobody else and whatever they got going on physically. So if you don't have a tantra partner, then you need to create one instead of trying to find somebody who understands you, which most people are doing. Most people are trying to find these special people when you should be creating special people. People should be infatuated with your light to the point where they want to know what you know. They want to practice what you practice because they see the results. How do they see the results? Put that work in. You need to show somebody that, yo, I can satisfy you for 2 hours, 3 hours. I can make you have full body orgasms. You need to show them why they need to fuck with what you fuck with instead of talking about it. That's what most people just show and prove. Then that person's going to open up their eyes like, I believe what they say because they proved it. They showed me. They're not just speaking about it. Show and prove your abilities and watch people want to, absorb your light. Just is what it is. Show and prove. Show and prove. All right. B.O.B. says they hijacked this reality and they inverted it because they understand spirituality is not physical. Fuck spirituality. He's right. B.O.B. is right. They do understand spirituality because they are spiritual beings. We are soul beings. We are not spiritual. Therefore, yes, they can manipulate you if you are identifying as spiritual. You don't need to identify as spiritual either. Identify as soulful. You are a soul, not a spirit. We are souls. Everybody doesn't have a soul though. So like some people are spiritual beings because they have to be. Everybody can't be a soul being. Everybody doesn't have a soul. So, yes, B.O.B. is correct. That's why you have to understand these words and put them into proper context. So yes, he's right. But when you identify as a soul being, they can't do shit to you. That's my whole point. Just because they are manipulating this matrix or this reality, don't mean that you are subjected to their rulership because you know who you are. When you know who you are, then you're not subjected to that. That's my whole thing. Identify yourself with who and what you are, then you're not subjected to what everybody else is subjected to, because they are not identifying themselves by whom what they are. So they are allowing themselves to be manipulated, right? Hopefully this is not going over people's heads. What about pregnancy? When you are practicing Tantra properly, then you know how to not get pregnant, right? Hopefully that makes sense, right? Hopefully that makes sense. So, hold on. Let me get this over here. When you are practicing Tantra, you know how not to get pregnant, just like you know how not to catch diseases, because you are putting that work in. You know, there's certain herbs that prevent pregnancy. There's certain herbs that prevent STDs. You know this, so you know, like, all right, if I have any fear in my heart, let me connect with these herbs to make sure that I'm not subjected to this reality. So if I think I'm pregnant, let me pop this, instead of popping that Plan B pill. You work with them herbs and drink them teas and make sure that you don't have to deal with that. But again, that's advanced. You know what I mean? Again, this is not for the mainstream. It's only for those who can understand. All right. So a lot slaves and stories back in the 1600s aren't real. Yeah, history is a fabrication. Definitely, history is a fabrication. Again, that history that we're learning in our school system is bullshit, and we know that already. That ain't something that I gotta tell you. So yes, history has been veiled in a bunch of bullshit. So we really can't we really can't use history as a guide anymore. We have to be guided by our souls. It's the only way. You know what I mean? We can't be guided by history. We have to be guided by our souls. We exist on multiple dimensions at the same time. Absolutely. All right. Let me see. What is this saying? Let me see. This says, but what if you want a certain experience? Why not just play the role and not take it so seriously? Well, I'm definitely all about being playful in your experience in this life. I'm definitely not about, just being serious all the time. That's what I'm saying. Like, let a motherfucking creatrix pop up. You're gonna see how goofy I am. Trust me. You know what I mean? You think I'm gonna be serious around a creatrix? You think hey, let me put you on some shit that you should know. I don't, that's maybe how everybody is. I don't do that shit. I'm not going around telling people what the fuck that they should know, what they should study. If I am around a creatrix, then there's going to be some creation going on. That's all I gotta say. If I'm around a creatrix, then there's going to be some creation going on. It ain't about me trying to be wise and be trying to be profound, and I don't have to say nothing spiritual. I don't have to say nothing soulful. I just have to demonstrate. I don't have to speak. I demonstrate. When you demonstrate, you ain't got to worry about trying to sound deep, right? Demonstration. There you go. All right. You read Walter Russell's books only because he became enlightened with no education. Yeah, I have no idea who that is. Again, I'm not the book person. I'm not the person that read 1,000 books. I'm pretty much just like him. I learned in the streets. You know what I mean? So I'm really not the book person. You know what I mean? Because I get it straight out of the mud, as they say. Right? I get it straight out of the mud. All right. Plan B is horrible for a woman's body. I agree. I agree. That's why you work with the herbs, and that's why you do what you need to do to prevent, as opposed to trying to. You don't need Plan B if you know how to control your dick. I don't know. I don't know. If you know how to control yourself, then you don't need. The only reason you need these things is because people have no self control. There will be no need for Plan B if people have self control. There will be no need for, you need to go to the clinic and get yourself checked out if people knew what they were doing, because people are ignorant. But that's how they're supposed to be, right? All right. So I think that's it. I think y'all get the point. Hopefully y'all get the point. We are not. So I'll leave out with this. We are not earthlings. So there's no need to identify with landmass. There's no need to call yourself by any landmass, American, African, Chinese, none of that. Because that's all fabrications anyway. It's all fabrications. So when you stop identifying by things that have nothing to do with you, when you don't identify with things that don't have anything to do with you, then you are not subjected to those boundaries or those realities, right? That's it. Very, very, very simple, but very, very complex at the same time. Why? Because we are dealing with programming. So it takes some time to wrap our minds around these things, right? To really demonstrate. To demonstrate. Not to speak, to demonstrate, right? That's why I'm constantly doing the tarot readings, demonstration, right? That's why you're seeing me in the streets, right? Demonstration, right? That is the whole point of this channel. The whole point of my channel is demonstration. So I'm not just somebody who's speaking in front of the camera. You can go back in the archives and you can see me in real time putting in work. That's the difference. You don't really see that with everybody else. You don't see what these motherfuckers doing when the camera goes off. Right? So you don't know what they fucking doing. Me, you can see what happens when the camera goes off. Why? Because I'm not preparing. I'm not doing all this extra stuff to turn the camera on. You see me at my worst, right? Most people would never get in front of a camera when they fucked up. With no money in their pocket, they don't know where their next meal is coming from. I showed it. I don't know where my next meal is coming from, but I'm still in front of the camera because I'm not concerned with what anybody else thinks. Because I know who I am. So I was able to navigate through all of those situations, all of those scenarios, all over the fucking country. And it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Demonstration. Demonstration. So if nobody else is demonstrating, just know I'm demonstrating. If nobody else is doing it. And again, if you don't believe me, I have the proof already in the videos. I've already shown and proved this over and over and over again. So I don't need to talk about it. Everything is already set in stone. All right. So I said we're gonna get up. We'll make this a solid 2 hours before we get out of here. We'll make this a solid 2 hours. Demonstration. Demonstration solves all problems. Demonstrate your supremacy. Demonstrate your supremacy because you chase wisdom. You don't chase bitches. You don't chase men. You chase wisdom. You don't chase money. You chase wisdom. That's it. Chase wisdom. And your life will change. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? Simple as that. But you got to put that work in, as always. You ever review Abraham Hicks' work? And if yes, your thing, their information is the best. No, I think it's BS. Let me just be honest. Somebody's channeling the spirit, because that's what Abraham Hicks is, because her real name is Esther Hicks. Abraham she says, is a spirit, right? So these are spiritualists channeling spirits, right? Which is fine. That's what the fuck they want to do, let them do it. But is that the end all be all? No. Is that going to teach you how to awaken your soul? No. Is manifestation going to teach you how to awaken your soul? No. Is the law of attraction going to teach you how to awaken your soul? No. So I say Abraham Hicks is for spiritual people and spiritually minded people. People who deal with spirit. But people who deal with the soul, Abraham Hicks can't really tell you nothing about that. Because that's not her lane. Her lane is spirit. So all my spiritualists, all my spiritual people, Abraham Hicks is the one to deal with. But for all my soul people, then it's like she don't have nothing to tell you. There's nothing that Abraham Hicks can tell you that's going to help your soul reach beyond the earth plane. It's not. You're not going to find that from her. No disrespect to her or him or whoever the spirit is. No disrespect, but that's for spiritual people. So leave Abraham Hicks to the spiritualists and leave the soul beings to this wisdom from Thoth. Right? Again, you see Thoth is not mentioned in spiritual. He's my soul, my soul, my soul. He's not talking about spiritual anything. He's talking about the soul. Just to be clear with that. So there's your question. Exactly. You gotta chase the wisdom. Again, everybody else is on this bullshit. And it is what it is though. It is what it is. It's just, again, this is not for the mainstream. This is not for the public. Again, if you see me looking like this, I'm looking at the creatrix. Trust me, I'm always looking at the creatrix. I just like that word. That's why I use it. I'm looking at the goddess. No, I'm looking at the creatrix. Creatrix is basically the darker powers of woman. The darker powers, the manifestation, the creation powers of woman. Right? The soulful powers of the woman. That's why I say creatrix. You're not really getting that from goddess or a queen and all that. It don't really denote the soul. So that's why when I say creatrix, I'm talking about a soulful being. Just to make these things clear. Do I still write down things in my dream journal, even though they don't really, I wouldn't say confusing, dumb, I don't know, but because hold on, red, you either my mind is shot or the way you worded that is hard for me to comprehend. I don't know which one it is, but I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and say my mind. I just went through these emerald tablets. My mind isn't clicking like it's supposed to click. So it's like I'm not even really sure what you're talking about. Did you lay down the difference between a soul and a spirit? Yeah, I did, Jory. I did that more so in the last video. Watch my last video. The secrets behind the skull and bone imagery. I laid out the difference between the spirit and the soul. I did a little bit here, but I went deeper in yesterday's video. So definitely check out yesterday's video. All right? All right. So yeah, I think that's it. Unless y'all want to know anything else. So tomorrow, we're going to go into the fifth tablet. We're going to the fifth tablet tomorrow, and we're going to get through it. So again, I'm going to do at least those main 10 tablets. I may or may not do those extra 3. It all depends on if y'all want it. So after we get through the 10, then we can make the decision as to do we need to do those last 3 or do we just need to move on. All right? So here we go. Is gratitude necessary for manifesting? The only gratitude you have is gratitude to the law, not gratitude towards anything but the law. Because everything is bound by the law. So your only gratitude is the law and order of the cosmos. That's what you have gratitude towards. That everything is in harmony, everything is harmonized, everything is moving in this equilibrium, right? So you are grateful to know and to manipulate the law, but in terms of when it comes to people, places, and things, anything earthly, nah. The only thing you respect is the law. Fuck people. The only thing you respect is the law. You see. You see Thoth. Thoth says, make love the beginning and ending of your heart. Converse with the ignorant as well as the wise. Right? So even if you are a wise person, you still convert or converse with the ignorant. A lot of people, they get this information, I don't even want to be around ignorant people. But that's not wisdom. Wisdom is be amongst the ignorant as well as the wise. That's why I'm saying you can, just because a person is not on your level vibrationally doesn't mean that I don't want to deal with this person or this person can't serve me, this person has no use. Most people just push everybody away. Oh, if you're not on this level, then get away from me. And it's like, yo, you're supposed to be helping them. But most people are blah, 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 blah. Right? Egotistical. So if somebody's not on your level, you're not helping them to get there. You are instead like, I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with you. You low vibrational. You low vibrational. Like, yo, help them raise the fuck up by demonstrating your high vibration, which they're not doing, guaranteed. So all these, I don't want to be around low vibrational people, will demonstrate your high vibration, so to help them amplify theirs. But they're not doing that. Why? Because they truly are no higher than these ignorant motherfuckers that they don't want to be around. Because if you were truly higher in vibration, you should be able to demonstrate that heightened vibration, and that will make them want to step their game up because they see it in you versus just something that you're speaking. But you're not demonstrating no type of ancestral wisdom. There's no demonstration. So how high vibrational are you really? Or you because you don't want to be around low vibrational people, or you don't want to have sex with people that's not spiritual? Like, okay. But you're supposed to be demonstrating. Demonstrate, then speak. Speak your wisdom after you demonstrate that you are wise. Right? That's the difference. Hopefully, I know for some people, it's brains are being splattered everywhere, but whatever. All right. Sorry, I meant, do I still write down dumb dream experiences? There's no such thing as a dumb dream experience. Respect your dreams. Respect it. So the only time you have dumb dream experiences is because you're going to sleep you're going to sleep with an empty mind. So of course that's going to lead to dumb experiences that have no meaning. Well, what was you doing before you went to sleep? Did you meditate yourself to sleep? Did you have a mantra on your mind? Did you have some type of attention, somewhere to go, some type of plan before you went to sleep? And if the answer is no, then you know why you're having a dumb experience. The cause is within you versus just, do I need to write down this dumb experience? Well, you need to get on your shit before you even go into the dream world. Make sure that you do what you're supposed to do before you get there, as opposed to thinking, oh, this dream is dumb. Did you do what you were supposed to do before you got there? Did you prepare for your performance before you got on stage? Because if you didn't prepare, then you say, man, that performance was whack, because you didn't prepare. You must be prepared at all times. Always be prepared to put in that work. That's the difference. Demonstration. If you take nothing from this video, take demonstration. Demonstration. Demonstrate your wisdom. Don't just, walk around with a big ass inflated ego trying to separate yourself from ignorant people. Demonstrate. I hope you do a whole series concentrated on the soul, even a webinar. I'll pay for it. Absolutely. You know what I mean? That's no problem. Because you're right, the soul needs to be spoken about a lot more. The soul definitely needs to be spoken about a lot more. People are too caught up in spirit nowadays. But that's the game. So let me say this one last thing before we get up out of here. The game is to make everybody spiritual. The whole New Age movement, is all about making everybody spiritual. So everybody thinks they're the same. Oh, we're all just spiritual beings. No, the fuck we're not. You may be a spiritual being, but there are soulful beings out here that go beyond the spirit. So the game is to make everybody spiritual, so everybody feel like, oh, I'm the same, we're all the same, we're all the human family. We are not from this fucking planet. We all don't have souls. So we all can't resonate with soulful information or soulful people. And right, when you see the people, the so-called celebrities, they have no soul. The so-called famous people, they don't have any soul. That's why they can't teach you nothing or demonstrate anything that resonates with your soul. It may make your spirit move. They may make that hot jumping song. They may make an action-packed movie or some shit. They may be very entertaining, on TV, but they're not doing nothing for your soul, guaranteed. It's just all about spirit. Get your spirit moving. Get you moving and jumping and dancing and all that. Get your spirit moving. But on your soul, it ain't doing nothing for the soul. So there you go. I'm just revealing the secrets. There we go. Okay. If you are able to notice someone's low vibration, you are flying low. Well, the fact that you're even putting people into boxes like that shows your lowness. Like you shouldn't even be identifying people as, oh, that person is low vibration or that person is high. You shouldn't even be thinking like that. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. People are people. It is what it is. Demonstrate. Stop thinking about other people. Stop thinking about other people's vibration. What's your vibrational level? And can you demonstrate your vibrational level? What is your vibrational level and can you demonstrate it? So if you consider yourself a high vibrational being, can you demonstrate it? Demonstrate it. Don't just say it, oh, I'm a high vibrational. How demonstrate it? What makes you a high vibrational being? Can you do something that other people can't do? What makes you high vibrational? And what makes these persons, oh, because all they talk about is sex and fucking, that makes them low vibrational because they want to sit up and watch shows like Love and Hip Hop and all that. I can care less. Trust me, I would have, if I had a creatrix in the next room, let's just say I had a creatrix in the next room watching some fucking Love and Hip Hop, doing my like, look at this low vibrational motherfucker watching that bullshit. Hell no. I don't give a fuck what they're watching because I know who they are. And they may just be watching for entertainment, or I just like to laugh. No problem. No problem. Like you just watching just for the entertainment. So what? There's no problem. Nothing wrong with being entertained. But definitely know that there will be some demonstration going on. You know what I mean? That's all I gotta say. Demonstration. I'm just all about the demonstration. 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 Right? So I'm going to be demonstrating some high vibrational energy. I don't give a fuck how low the energy may be. I will be demonstrating that high vibrational energy. It's just it is what it is. Demonstration. All right. So Harmony's Holistics gave a $1.99 donation with the 1111 with the subtitle. I appreciate that. You already know. Much love to you. We definitely gonna be talking more about the soul. Again, we got to get through these emerald tablets of Thoth because I feel like everything's contained within these tablets anyway. So after we get through these tablets, and yeah, I may be able to make a course, and all that. So we got to get through these tablets, though. You was trying to send a different amount. It is what it is. It is what it is. Don't worry about the amount. Again, we got access to PayPal. We got access to Cashapp. You can even send people money through Facebook now. So again, don't worry about the amount. Whatever mistakes, if you need to refund it, then send it again. Do whatever you got to do. So it is what it is. All right. Okay. What's your thoughts on having wealth on this plane and being soulful? Yeah, I agree. I agree we should. I agree that we should all be wealthy. Again, it tells you in the Emerald Tablets itself. It's not telling you you need to be poor. You need to be out and down. Yes, I encourage everybody to accumulate wealth. However, I just encourage people to do it in a different way. So I'm not against wealth. I'm not against luxury. I'm not against living a beautiful life. Live a very beautiful life, but be a demonstration amongst the people. That's all. That's all I say. So if you want to gain wealth, do it with wisdom. Make wisdom your foundation and build off of that foundation of wisdom. Make wisdom your foundation and everything will come to you. So yes, get all the money you want, start successful businesses, help the people out, the ignorant as well as the wise. So yes, be very, very fruitful, luxurious, wealthy, all that. You know what I mean? We do not have to live a lowly experience because we think, well, this is just what we got to go through. No, when you consider yourself human, you got to live that experience. But again, we already dealt with that. So yes, get the money, get the women, get the men, get the material things, but make your foundation wisdom. So your only desire should be wisdom, and all things that come from wisdom are just after effects from wisdom, which is the core. So make all these so you're not focused on all the other things. You are focused on wisdom. Wisdom is your foundation at all times. All right. So hopefully that answered the questions. I definitely feel we had a good session today. We're gonna make sure that we keep it going. Again, I'm not sure how long it's gonna take to get through these emerald tablets. I may not just do it day to day to day to day to day. I may do it here, then I may do a different video, just switch it up. But eventually we're gonna get through these tablets. Then again, if y'all want to talk more about the soul, yeah, we can definitely, speak more. And the website, I definitely encourage everybody to check out the website. I'm going to be updating it today as well. I got to put up some more articles. So definitely check out the website. If you are all about wisdom, it's not really going to show you how to do all this crazy stuff. But if you all about wisdom, check out the website. Check the links in the description, and we get up out of here. Again, we're here every day, just like I was here yesterday. We're gonna be here tomorrow. We're gonna keep it going. You know what I mean? We keeping the energy going. We keeping the momentum going. So, I appreciate everybody for tuning in, watching, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. We out. Salute.